Over time, various philosophers have encapsulated their wisdom in simple yet thought-provoking statements. These 10 quotes, drawn from different schools of thought and periods, provide a gateway into understanding some of the most influential ideas in Western philosophy. Let's explore these quotes, breaking down the essence of each and considering their relevance to both philosophical thought and everyday life. Number 1, I think therefore I am, René Descartes. René Descartes, often referred to as the father of modern philosophy, was a French philosopher and mathematician who sought to establish a firm foundation for knowledge. In his work, Meditations on First Philosophy, Descartes embarked on a journey of radical doubt, questioning all that he could possibly doubt. He realized that the act of doubting itself required a thinking subject. This phrase, cogito ergo sum, Latin for I think, therefore I am, asserts that consciousness and self-awareness are the most fundamental evidence of one's existence. It revolutionized philosophical inquiry by placing the individual's subjective experience at the center of epistemology, or the study of knowledge. Descartes' emphasis on rationality and doubt laid the groundwork for the Enlightenment and modern scientific thought, influencing thinkers like Immanuel Kant and David Hume. Number 2, the unexamined life is not worth living, Socrates. Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, is widely considered one of the founders of Western philosophy. This quote is derived from Plato's Apology, where Socrates defends his life of questioning and philosophical inquiry. Condemned to death for allegedly corrupting the youth of Athens and rejecting the gods of the city, Socrates maintained that it was his duty to engage in critical self-reflection and to encourage others to do the same. For him, the pursuit of wisdom and virtue through questioning and dialogue was the highest form of human existence. The statement underscores the importance of self-awareness and moral reflection, suggesting that a life devoid of self-examination and philosophical inquiry lacks true purpose or meaning. In a broader sense, Socrates' philosophy challenges us to live authentically, to seek understanding rather than simply accepting societal norms or living passively. His insistence on critical thinking is still highly relevant in today's world. Number 3, man is condemned to be free, Jean-Paul Sartre. Jean-Paul Sartre, a key figure in 20th century existentialist philosophy, grapples with the nature of human freedom in this iconic quote. Existentialism, a philosophical movement that explores individual existence, freedom, and choice, places responsibility squarely on the shoulders of the individual. For Sartre, human beings are condemned to be free because they are forced to make choices and create meaning in a world without inherent purpose. In his seminal work, Being and Nothingness, Sartre explains that humans exist first and only later define themselves through their actions. There is no preordained essence or purpose, and as a result, individuals must confront the daunting burden of absolute freedom. This freedom can feel like a condemnation because it requires constant decision-making and accountability for the outcomes of one's choices. Sartre's philosophy speaks to the anxiety that comes with this freedom, as well as the exhilaration of shaping one's destiny. In a contemporary context, this idea continues to resonate, particularly in discussions about personal responsibility, identity, and the search for meaning. Number 4, the more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing, Voltaire. Voltaire, an Enlightenment thinker, recognized the vast scope of human ignorance despite the acquisition of knowledge. This quote reflects the Socratic paradox: acknowledging one's ignorance is the first step to wisdom. Voltaire, like many Enlightenment philosophers, was a champion of reason, scientific inquiry, and intellectual humility. He put great importance on education and intellectual curiosity, but also understood that knowledge is a never-ending pursuit. The more we explore, the more we become aware of the limitations of our understanding. Voltaire's observation remains relevant in the age of information, where access to knowledge is unprecedented, but so is the awareness of how much more remains unknown. Number 5, man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. This profound declaration by Jean-Jacques Rousseau from his work The Social Contract reflects his political philosophy and critique of modern society. Rousseau argued that while human beings are born naturally free, societal institutions, laws, and inequalities quickly bind them. He believed that these artificial structures limit individual freedom and corrupt human nature. His philosophy of the noble savage expresses that humans are innately good, but are corrupted by the constraints of civilization. Rousseau's social contract theory proposed that legitimate political authority arises only from a collective agreement among free individuals. His ideas were hugely influential during the Enlightenment and inspired the French Revolution. In modern times, it invites reflection on the ways in which we navigate our freedoms within political, economic, and social systems. Number 6, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers in history, offers this insight into the nature of human character and virtue in his Nicomachean Ethics. For Aristotle, virtues like courage, wisdom, and temperance are not inherent traits, but habits developed through consistent practice. A person becomes virtuous by regularly performing virtuous acts, just as one becomes skilled in a craft through continual effort and repetition. This quote emphasizes the importance of habits in shaping character. It suggests that excellence is not achieved through a single act, but through a lifetime of consistent, intentional actions. In today's world, Aristotle's wisdom is often applied to personal development, self-discipline, and professional success. Whether striving for success in a career, personal relationships, or physical health, this quote serves as a reminder that our daily habits and actions ultimately define who we are. Number 7, the function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Søren Kierkegaard. Søren Kierkegaard, often considered the father of existentialism, was deeply concerned with the individual's relationship to God. In this quote, he presents a view of prayer that is focused on personal transformation rather than divine intervention. For Kierkegaard, prayer is not about asking for material or external changes, but about deepening one's understanding of oneself and one's place in the world. In a modern context, the quote encourages a focus on personal development and mindfulness, regardless of one's religious beliefs. Number 8, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, reflects on the fleeting nature of time and the importance of living mindfully in this quote. Stoicism, a school of Hellenistic philosophy, teaches that individuals should focus on what is within their control and accept what is not. Seneca wrote extensively on the importance of using time wisely, living in accordance with nature, and cultivating inner peace. In this statement, Seneca critiques the human tendency to squander time on trivialities or distractions. The Stoics believed that life's brevity should be a motivation to focus on what truly matters: wisdom, virtue, and self-improvement. In the fast-paced, distraction-filled world of today, Seneca's message serves as a reminder to prioritize meaningful activities and relationships and to be fully present in each moment. Number 9. To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher known for his critiques of traditional morality and religion, reflects on the role of suffering in the human condition in this quote. Nietzsche believed that suffering was an inevitable part of life, but that it could also be a source of strength and personal growth. He famously coined the phrase, "What does not kill me makes me stronger," emphasizing the transformative potential of hardship. This quote speaks to the existential struggle of finding meaning in adversity and echoes themes found in Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, where he explores how individuals will find purpose in the face of extreme suffering. Number 10. The strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must. Thucydides. Thucydides, an ancient Greek historian, is known for his analysis of power and politics in his work, The History of the Peloponnesian War. The phrase captures the brutal realism of power dynamics, where might often dictates right. His observation is a timeless reflection on the nature of power, conflict, and justice. It resonates in discussions about international relations, where nations often act based on their own interests, sometimes at the expense of weaker states or moral considerations. These 10 philosophical quotes offer a glimpse into the rich diversity of thought across different eras and philosophical traditions. From Descartes' radical assertion of self-awareness to Nietzsche's existential grappling with suffering, each quote challenges us to reflect on fundamental aspects of the human condition. Hey there, YouTube fans! Do you want access to amazing content? Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay updated with all our latest videos, Join our community of awesome subscribers. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.